Rudy here with Fun to Be Frugal, and today I'm going to show you how to make a hair bow. In my opinion, every little girl should have a hair bow that matches their outfit, and if you buy these separately at the boutique shops, they can get really expensive. And remember, we're all about being frugal, so I'm going to show you how to make them on your own. If you see this hair bow, this is what we're going to make today, and I call it the 5-layer pinwheel, and it matches this shirt right here. Now when I made this bow, originally I didn't make it for this shirt, but because it has such a variety of color in it, it goes with several different outfits. And that's what I want to show you, that we can make some bows that go with several different outfits so you don't have to make one every time you get a new outfit. What you will need to make this hair bow is a hot glue gun with extra glue, a pair of scissors, fray check so the ends of the ribbon don't fray. You will need a spool of the thin sheer ribbon. This is what I use to tie it off with. I don't sew any of my bows. And you will need a clamp. This is a gator bite. If you have one of those, great. If you don't, you can use a Sally clip. You can get those at any Sally salon. And it pretty much looks like this. You might already have one with all your hair stuff. So you use that to clamp the ribbon together. And I like to finish off the center of my bows with buttons, so I just have a few here because I don't know which one I'm going to use yet until the end project. For this bow, I've decided I want the base ribbon to be black, and this is 1.5 inches of black ribbon. It's grosgrain ribbon. Grosgrain is the best for sturdy bows. On this bow, you see I chose the polka dot ribbon, so that's what the black is going to be in the bow. Now you take this ribbon and go ahead, fold the ends in, clip it to form that on the end, fold it in again, clip it, and there you have the tail of the ribbon. Take your fray check, apply it to the end, that way your ribbon does not fray. Now you're going to take this in your palm and I want you to loop it like this. Now as you see, this is a little bit longer than this side, so I'm going to try again. You're basically just wrapping it around. Now that looks pretty even. Now you always got to make sure that the loops on both sides are even. So you see there's 2 on this side and the tail, there's 2 on this side and a tail. So that's great. Now you're going to take it, and it's okay if it messes up a little bit, you can fix that later. You're going to take your gator bite and you're going to clip the ribbon. Remember, you can, because I don't sew it, you can always adjust it later if it's not the right size on one side or one side's too big. Alright, now you leave that clamped and you take your sheer ribbon, and when you first start off, get a long piece if you're not a pro at it yet. And do you see how that ribbon fell out? It's okay, I can fix that later. Alright, I put the sheer ribbon through the bottom of the gator bite, pull it through but not all the way. Now I'm going to bring the other piece down and around. Now before I can tie it, I have to fix this piece that came out. Okay, now you see my 2 ends? I'm going to tie a knot around my ribbon. Tie it tight. Tie a double knot or a triple knot. I tied a couple times because I don't ever want it to come loose. Then you open your gator bite, and there you have the base for your bow. Now some people might say, oh well, that's good enough for me, and you can just use this bow if you just want a black bow, but I'm going to layer it. Now as you see, this tail is a little bit longer than this tail, so I'm just going to kind of pull on some things and tug until I make it even. And also keep in mind that this is the bottom layer, so you're not going to see a whole lot of it, so it does not have to be perfect. Alright, once I have it the way I like it, I'm going to put that to the side, and we're going to play with that later. Okay, for the next layer of the bow, we're going to make these loops. As you see, there's 3 different colors. There's the light pink, the hot pink, and the green. And I chose these 3 for my new outfits. And to measure these, you kind of want to measure them before you cut them. Just make a round circle, and just kind of see how long that circle is on the bow. And if it looks a good enough size, then cut it. I never measure exactly. I just kind of go by eye. What you're going to want to do with these is you're going to want to take it and make a loop like you're making a paper chain. You're going to want to hot glue one end and just glue it together. Simple as that. So then you have a circle. And do that with each ribbon. Okay, so you have 3 circles. The next thing you want to do is take one of your circles, where the seam is, kind of push it down to the middle to make it even. Okay, now hold the bottom layer center. Don't move the bottom layer, but with the top layer, you're going to take it and you're going to twist it just slightly. You can twist it a bunch if you want, or you can just barely twist it. It depends on the look you like. I'm going to twist it about halfway, and then you're going to take your hot glue again, and in between that layer, you're going to hot glue it and press it together. So there's one. And we'll take the next one, twist it. You kind of want these to match, so you want to make sure you twist it the same amount. Hot glue it underneath. Take the next one. Hot glue it underneath. And that layer is done, and you are ready to use them later. Okay, for the next layer, this is actually the second layer. You see these little tails hanging out? Depending on how many you want for your bow, that's how many you need to cut. And you cut as long, you just kind of base it on how long you want it to stick out of your third layer. Okay, so for these, for the tail, you want to bring the outer sides in and give it that cut, and that gives it that tail look. So I've decided to use 4 of these, so when I crisscross them, that's how it's going to look, my second layer.